So Bhutan depends heavily on hydropower, but it is vulnerable to climate risks. So what risks do you foresee in continuing this dependence, and how will the 5,000 megawatt solar power project and other plans address this issue?
We do know there are inherent risks associated with the development and operation maintenance of hydropower, and that primarily comes from the impacts of climate change. The impacts are that there are numerous changes in the hydrological regimes that impacts the river flows or river discharges in our rivers. Then we have the incessant and unpredictable rainfall patterns that are developing across the year, so due to which there is a chances of flash floods coming in the form of GLOF, the glacial lake outburst floods, as well as the other aspects like integrated geohazards that are there in the upstream. So with that kind of risks, there is a lot of issues that arise with the hydropower generation, and because of that, the hydropower generation is more or less constrained due to such unforeseen circumstances, and that's primarily due to climate change. We have this target of now harnessing 5,000 megawatts of solar in addition to the hydropower that we have in our target. So that solar is a low-lying fruit, and because of this solar, we will be able to generate more energy, especially with less time. And that why I'm saying this is solar has less gestation period. While hydro takes 6 to 8 years, the solar will only take about 1 year to 18 months.
Now that the policy allows private sector to invest in generation projects, how will the government balance investor interests with affordable tariffs?
Yes, the RGB has opened up our power generation to private sector investment, recognizing the fact that achieving 20,000 megawatt will be a big task ahead of us. When I say 20,000, we mean 15,000 megawatt from hydro and 5,000 megawatt from solar, which will be of additional renewable energy capacity that we'll be adding by 2040. So all in all, we are expected to achieve about 25,000 megawatt capacity by 2040. So that is our ambitious target. This goal is hinged on how we can raise investments, which is currently estimated at about $26 billion over the next 15 years. So therefore, by leveraging private investments, strategic private investments, I must say, we intend to achieve financial closure of numerous renewable energy projects. Besides, through forming such strategic partnerships, we should be able to leverage getting access to not only low-cost financing and capital, but in terms of market, and then making the tariffs affordable for us. So in addition to make electricity more competitive and saleable in the market, there are other critical factors that we need to look at. For instance, ensuring the construction of the projects in a timely manner without any delays, then ensuring that there is innovation in terms of technology, etc., during the construction period, or having innovative technologies engaged for the generation of the hydro and solar projects.
Given the widening supply-demand gap, which exceeded 125% last year, what measures other than importing electricity is the government taking to ensure enough energy during the winter season?
We do agree that there is a rising demand gap year on basis, and that is primarily due to a seasonal issue, especially during the winter months when our demands are high and the power generation is low, primarily because of the low river discharge during the winter months. And many people attribute it to climate change or the river regime that is changing on an annual basis. So whatever it may be the case, our dependence on hydropower during the winter months is there. But then what we need to do is that we must put in measures, or the department is already evaluating all options as to how to address this scenario in the times to come. For the longer term, what the RGB is trying to consider is accelerating the hydropower projects such as the pumped and reservoir storage projects, for instance, Punaka, the Gongri, Jerichu, etc. So that will come to the rescue of addressing the rising supply-demand gap. And in addition, this solar, as I said earlier, this solar which we can harness within a year or within 2 years, that will further add up to the generation capacity